Lena lived in a small colony on a quiet planet called Arlen. The colony was safe. With tall silver towers and soft green fields, people lived there in peace, working together to make the place better. Lena loved her home, but she loved her mother more. Her mother was kind and gentle, always holding Lena's hand when they walked outside. That day started like any other. The sky was bright with soft pink clouds, and the air smelled fresh. Lena and her mother were gathering berries near the edge of the forest. The forest was dark and tall, with trees that seemed to touch the sky. Lena liked to play near the trees, but she never went too far. Suddenly, Lena's mother stopped. She put her hand on her chest and looked worried. "Lena," she said softly, "please stay close." But before Lena could answer, her mother fell to the ground, her eyes closed, and she did not move. Lena ran to her mother, crying, "Please, wake up, please don't leave me." But her mother stayed still, quiet as the trees around them. Lena felt fear rise inside her like a cold wave. She did not know what had happened. She was alone now. The other people in the colony heard Lena's cries. They came quickly, but the doctors could not help. They said her mother was gone. Lena did not understand. How could someone just be gone? The world felt strange and empty. That night, the colony was silent. Lights that usually shine bright were dim. The machines that kept the colony warm and safe were not working well. People whispered to each other, worried about what was happening. Lena stayed in her small room, clutching a small toy her mother had given her. She looked at the stars outside the window. They seemed far away and cold. Lena wanted to feel safe again, but she was too scared. The next morning, Lena woke up early. She did not want to stay inside the quiet colony. She put on her coat and stepped outside. The air was cold and sharp. The forest seemed darker than before. She walked slowly to the edge of the trees. The shadows moved with the wind. Lena heard soft sounds, like whispers. She stopped and listened, her heart beating fast. Suddenly, a soft voice said, "Why are you here, little one?" Lena jumped and looked around. She saw a figure standing near the trees. It was tall and thin, with skin that shined like silver. Its eyes were kind but deep like the night sky. "Who are you?" Lena asked, her voice small. She felt a mix of fear and curiosity. "I am Raoul," the figure said gently. "I have watched over this place for a long time. You are lost, child." Lena nodded. "I lost my mother," she whispered. "I'm scared." Raoul stepped closer. "You don't need to be scared. Come with me. You can stay with me tonight." Lena thought about the cold outside and the lonely feeling inside her chest. She wanted to say yes, but she was not sure. "Please," she said softly. "I just want to be safe." Raoul smiled. "Then come." Lena took a deep breath and followed Raoul into the forest. The trees seemed to open like a path, and the air felt warm. They walked in silence, the soft sound of leaves under their feet. After a while, they reached a small place hidden by tall plants. It was bright with soft lights that glowed in blue and green. Lena saw strange machines and plants she had never seen before. "This is my home," Raoul said. "Here, you will be safe." Lena looked around, amazed. She felt a little less scared. For the first time since her mother was gone, she smiled. That night, Lena lay on a soft bed made of glowing leaves. Raoul sat nearby, watching over her. "Why are you helping me?" Lena asked. Raoul looked at her kindly. "Because you remind me of hope. You remind me of the strength inside humans. You are not alone." Lena closed her eyes and whispered, "Thank you." Outside, the stars shone bright. Lena felt a calm she had never felt before. Even though she missed her mother, she knew she was not alone anymore. And as she drifted to sleep, she heard Raoul's soft voice whisper once more, "Stay forever." The next morning, Lena woke up feeling strange. She was no longer cold or scared. Instead, she felt safe in Raoul's glowing home. The soft light filled the room like a warm hug. Outside, she could hear birds singing softly among the alien trees. Lena sat up and looked around. Raoul was not far. He was watching her with calm eyes. "Good morning," Lena, Raoul said gently. Good morning. Lena replied, still surprised by the softness of his voice. You rested well. Raoul said with a small smile. There is much to learn. If you are ready, Lena nodded slowly. I want to learn. But who are you really? Why do you live here? Hidden in the forest? Raoul looked away for a moment, as if remembering something long ago. I am one of the elders of my people. We once lived with humans, helping them grow and explore the stars. But long ago, we left. We hid, watching from the shadows. Linus' eyes grew wide. Why did you leave? Because humans began to fear us, Raoul answered. They thought we were different, strange. They stopped trusting us, so we stepped back, waiting for a time when we could be friends again. Lena thought about this, but I don't think you are strange. You helped me when I was scared. Raoul's eyes shined softly. Thank you, Lena. You have a brave heart. The morning passed slowly as Raoul showed Lena many things about the forest and his people. He explained how the glowing plants could heal wounds and how his kind could listen to the sounds of the planet to understand its secrets. Lena was amazed. She had never imagined such wonders before. She asked many questions, and Raoul answered patiently. The forest no longer seemed dark and frightening. Instead, it felt alive and full of hope. As the sun began to set, Lena felt a sudden sadness. She missed her mother deeply. She looked at Raoul and said, I want to go back to the colony. They must be worried about me. Raoul nodded slowly. I understand. But remember, Lena, the colony is not the same as before. Strange things are happening. There, you might not be safe. Lena's heart beat faster. What do you mean? Raoul's face grew serious. The machines that protect the colony are breaking down. Something is wrong deep beneath the ground. If we do not act soon, the whole place could be in danger. Lena's eyes filled with fear. Is there a way to fix it? Raoul looked thoughtful. Yes, but it will not be easy. My people have technology that can help, but it has been a long time since we used it with humans. Lena stood up. Then we must try. I want to help my home. Raoul smiled softly. You're brave, Lena. I will help you. Before Lena left, Raoul took her hand and whispered, Stay one night more. The forest will protect you. Lena looked into his eyes and saw kindness and hope. She nodded. Okay, one more night. That night, Lena dreamed of her mother and the stars. She saw the colony shining bright, safe and happy. When she woke, she felt ready to face whatever came next. The next day, Lena returned to the colony. With Raoul by her side, people stared at the tall silver figure. Some were afraid, others curious. Lena spoke for Raoul, telling them about the danger and how they could work together. At first, many did not trust Raoul. They remembered old stories about his people and were unsure if he could help. But Lena's courage and honesty slowly changed their minds. Together, Lena, Raoul, and the colony's leaders began to prepare. They planned to go deep under the ground to find the source of the problem. Lena felt proud. She was no longer just a scared girl. She was someone who could bring hope. Before the journey, Raoul looked at Lena and whispered again, Stay forever. Lena smiled. Maybe I will. The colony's leaders gathered in the main hall, a large space filled with glowing panels and maps of the planet. Lena stood near Raoul, watching the adults speak quietly. She felt nervous, but also strong. She knew she had to help save her home. One of the leaders, a man named Ben, looked at Raoul with suspicion. You say your people helped humans long ago, he said. Why did you leave? Why should we trust you now? Raoul spoke calmly. We left because humans feared us. But I have never stopped caring. I watched from afar as your people grew stronger and faced many challenges. Now, your colony faces danger that only we can stop together. Ben frowned. How do you know this danger is real? Raoul showed a small device. It pulsed with blue light. This is a sensor. It detects the machines deep beneath the ground. They are waking up again. After many years of silence, the room grew quiet. The colony had long believed the machines were harmless, but no one knew for sure. Lena stepped forward. I saw the machines begin to break. If we don't stop them, they could destroy everything. A woman named Mira, another leader, nodded. Then we must act quickly. Ral, can you help us? Ral bowed his head. Yes, but I need access to the old tunnels below the colony. They lead to the machine's core. The leaders agreed. Soon, a small team was ready to descend into the dark tunnels. Lena joined them, carrying a light and feeling a mix of fear and hope. As they walked underground, Ral began to tell Lena more about his people. Long ago, he said, my people were called the Watchers. We helped humans build their first colonies on many worlds. We shared knowledge, technology, and wisdom. Lena listened carefully. Why did you stop helping? Ral's eyes grew distant. Because humans began to fear the unknown. They saw us as different, and fear made them push us away. We chose to hide and watch, hoping one day trust would return. Lena felt sadness in his voice. But now you are here. Maybe that trust can grow again. Ral smiled softly. Perhaps, with you. The tunnel grew darker and colder. Strange machines hummed softly, their lights flickering. The team moved carefully, knowing danger could be near. Suddenly, the ground shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Lena grabbed Ral's hand. The machines are waking, Ral said. We must hurry. At last, they reached a large room filled with tall, silver machines. They pulsed with power, glowing faintly in the dark. Ral placed his hands on one machine. Blue light spread across his skin. These machines were built to protect the planet, Ral explained. But something has made them confused. They see the colony as a threat. Lena looked at the machines. Can you stop them? Ral nodded. I can reset their systems, but it will take time. And we must work quickly before they cause harm. The team worked together, following Ral's instructions. Lena helped hold tools and pass supplies. She felt proud to be part of something important. As the machine slowly powered down, Lena thought about her mother. She wished her mother could see this moment, how Lena was brave and strong. When the machines finally stopped humming, the tunnel grew quiet again. The danger was over. For now, the team returned to the surface. The colony was safe. The leaders thanked Ral and Lena. Ben smiled at Lena. You were right to trust him, and you were very brave. Lena blushed. I just wanted to help. That night, Lena sat by the glowing trees with Ral. She felt a new friendship growing between them. Thank you for trusting me, Ral said. Lena smiled. Thank you for helping me, for helping everyone. Ral looked at her closely. You have a special light inside, Lena. It will guide you. Lena looked up at the stars. I want to learn more about your people. About the stars, Ral nodded. Then we will explore together. And for the first time since her mother was gone, Lena felt hope for the future. The colony was quiet in the days after the machines stopped humming. People worked hard to repair the damage and make everything safe again. Lena helped where she could, but she could feel something still was not right. One morning, Lena woke to a strange sound. It was a low rumble, coming from deep beneath the ground. She ran outside to see others looking up at the sky, worried. Ral appeared beside her. The machines are waking again, he said calmly. But this time, it is worse. Lena's heart beat faster. What do you mean? Ral's eyes were serious. The machines have a core deep inside the planet. It controls their power. If the core is damaged or disturbed, the machines will become dangerous. They might destroy the colony. Lena looked at the colony's tall towers and soft green fields. She could not imagine losing this place. We must stop them, Lena said. Can we? Ral nodded. Yes, but it will be difficult. The core is very deep and protected by old defenses. We will need the help of the colony. Lena ran to the leaders. She told them about the core and the danger. Some listened carefully. Others still doubted. But Lena's voice was strong, and slowly, they agreed to prepare. The colony's engineers began building new tools to help Ral and the team reach the core safely. Lena trained with the others, learning to use the strange devices that Ral brought from his people. During this time, Lena and Ral spent many hours together. Ral taught her about the planet's history and the machine's true purpose. Lena learned that the machines were created to protect the planet from dangers long ago. But now they had become confused and aggressive. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with orange and purple, Lena and Ral stood on a hill overlooking the colony. "Do you think we can save this place?" Lena asked quietly. Ral smiled softly. "With your courage and the strength of the colony, I believe we can. But we must act soon." The next day, the ground shook more violently. Cracks appeared in the earth, and small fires started in the fields. The colony's people worked quickly to put out the fires, but fear was growing. Lena held Ral's hand tightly as they prepared to enter the tunnels again. This time, the journey would be longer and more dangerous as they moved deeper underground. The air grew colder and darker. Strange sounds echoed through the halls. Lena's light flickered, but Ral's calm presence kept her steady. Suddenly, a loud noise shook the tunnel. Rocks fell from the ceiling, blocking their path. "We must find another way," Ral said. They turned a corner and found a hidden door, covered in symbols Lena had never seen. Ral touched the door, and it slowly opened, revealing a glowing passage. "This path was used by my people long ago," Ral said. "It will lead us closer to the core." Lena took a deep breath and stepped inside. The passage was filled with soft blue light. Strange machines lined the walls, their eyes watching silently. At the end of the tunnel, they reached a large chamber. In the center stood the core, massive, glowing orbs surrounded by metal arms and circuits. Ral approached the core carefully. "This is the heart of the machines," he said. "If it is repaired, the machines will stop attacking the colony." Lena looked at the core and felt its power. It was both beautiful and dangerous. Ral began working on the core, using tools from his people. Lena helped by holding lights and passing instruments. Suddenly, the core pulsed, and the machines around them began to hum loudly. The chamber shook. "We must hurry," Ral shouted. Lena felt the ground beneath her feet tremble. Dust fell from the ceiling. With steady hands, Ral adjusted the core's circuits. The humming grew louder, then slowly faded. The machine's eyes dimmed, and the chamber grew calm again. Ral smiled. "It is done. The machines will protect the colony now." Lena felt relief wash over her. They had saved their home. When they returned to the surface, the colony cheered. Lena and Ral were heroes. That night, Lena looked up at the stars, feeling grateful. Ral stood beside her and whispered, "You have changed everything." Lena smiled softly. "We did it together." The future was bright, full of hope and new possibilities. The colony slowly returned to its peaceful rhythm. Fields were green again. Children laughed in the streets, and the soft hum of machines filled the air without fear. Lena walked through the colony with a new feeling. Hope. She had helped save her home, but deep inside, she knew their journey was not over. Ral stayed close to her side, quietly watching the people. His silver skin shimmered in the sunlight, and his eyes held wisdom and kindness. Some colonists still looked at him with doubt, but Lena saw how many were starting to trust him. One morning, Lena met with the colony's leaders in the big hall. They spoke about the future, about how to protect their home and learn from each other. "We must work together," Lena said, looking at the faces before her. "Not just humans or watchers, but both. Our strength is in unity." The leaders nodded. Ben, the man who had once doubted Ral, smiled at Lena. "You have grown wise beyond your years, Lena." Ral added softly, "The galaxy is full of dangers and wonders. If we stand divided, we will fall. But together, we can face anything." The leaders agreed to build new bridges between their people and Ral's. They planned schools where humans and watchers could learn from each other. They began to share knowledge about technology, nature, and the stars. But peace was fragile. One evening, as Lena walked near the forest's edge, she noticed something strange. The ground trembled faintly, and the air smelled different, sharp, and metallic. Ral appeared beside her quickly. "The machine's warning systems are activating," he said. "There is a new threat approaching." Lena's heart beat fast. "What kind of threat?" Ral's eyes darkened. "Alien machines, not like the ones we fixed. These are different, more powerful. and more dangerous, the colony's leaders gathered once more. They listened as Ral explained the danger. These machines come from outside the planet, Ral said. They are hunting for energy, and they will destroy anything in their way. The colony's people prepared for defense. Lena trained with the others, learning to use new tools and strategies. She felt a mix of fear and determination. The night grew darker, and the stars hid behind thick clouds. Suddenly, loud sounds echoed. Across the land, the new machines were arriving, huge and powerful. They moved like shadows across the fields, tearing up the ground and crushing everything. The colony's defenders fought bravely, but the machines seemed unstoppable. Lena and Ral stood together on a hill, watching the battle. We must find their source, Ral said. If we destroy it, the machines will stop. Lena nodded. Then let's go. They gathered a small team and moved quickly toward the machine's path. The ground shook beneath them, and strange lights flickered in the distance. As they traveled, Ral explained the history of these machines. They were built by a long-forgotten enemy, he said. They seek to control planets and take their energy. Lena clenched her fists. We won't let that happen here. The team reached the edge of a large crater, glowing with blue energy. In the center was a tall tower, pulsing with light. This was the source. Ral began setting up devices to disrupt the tower's power. Lena helped. Careful and focused, suddenly, the tower sent out a powerful wave of energy. Lena felt it like a strong wind pushing her back. Hold on, Ral shouted. They fought through the blast and continued their work. Lena's hands trembled, but she kept going. After a long struggle, Ral's device hummed louder. The tower's light began to fade. The machines outside slowed down, their movements growing weak. Finally, the tower's light went out completely. The machines stopped moving. Lena and the team breathed deeply. They had won. Back at the colony, everyone celebrated. Lena felt proud but tired. She knew many challenges lay ahead, but she was ready. Ral looked at her and said softly, You are a true leader, Lena. Your courage has saved many lives. Lena smiled. We saved them together. That night, as Lena looked at the stars, she thought of her mother. She knew her mother would be proud. Ral stood beside her and whispered, Stay forever. Lena laughed softly. Maybe one day. The colony was alive with hope and new energy. After the battle against the alien machines, people worked together more than ever. The fear that once filled the air was slowly replaced by trust and friendship. Lena felt proud to be part of this change. Each day, she spent time with Ral and the colony's leaders. They built schools where children learned about both humans and the Watcher's knowledge. The old fear of the unknown was melting away. One morning, as Lena and Ral walked near the glowing forest, she spoke quietly. Ral, what will happen now? Will we always live here, or is there more waiting for us? Ral smiled gently. The stars are wide and full of stories. Your home is safe. But there are many places out there waiting for new friends and hope. If you wish, I can take you to see them. Lena looked up at the bright sky. She thought of the stars, the vast unknown. I want to see more, she said. But I also want to help my people here. Ral nodded. We can do both. Your courage and kindness will help many. Days passed, and Lena felt the pull of adventure growing stronger inside her. She knew she had learned so much, but also that the galaxy held many secrets. One evening, the colony gathered for a celebration. Music filled the air, and people danced under the stars. Lena stood beside Ral, watching the joy around her. Suddenly, a voice called her name. It was Mira, one of the leaders. Lena, can you come with me? We have something important to discuss. Lena followed Mira to the council room. The leaders had news from other colonies. Some faced new dangers, while others sought allies. We need someone to travel and bring messages of peace, Mira said. Someone brave and kind. Will you go? Lena's heart raced. She wanted to say yes, but felt the weight of responsibility at home. Ral placed a hand on her shoulder. You are ready for this journey, and you will not be alone. Lena smiled. Then I will go. Preparations began quickly. Lena trained with Ral and the colony's people. learning how to use new tools and communicate across vast distances. Before leaving, Lena visited the place where she had said goodbye. To her mother's memory, she whispered, "I will carry your love with me." The day came when Lena and Raoul stood outside the colony's gates, ready to begin their journey. The stars shone brightly above, promising new adventures. Raoul turned to Lena. "Remember, you have the strength of many inside you. No matter where we go, you will always be a light." Lena took a deep breath. "Let's go, together." They boarded a small ship designed by the Watchers. It shimmered with soft light and was ready to carry them through the stars. As the ship lifted off, Lena looked back at the colony, feeling proud and hopeful. This was not an end but a new beginning. The galaxy was wide and full of wonders, and Lena was ready to face whatever came next with courage, kindness, and the promise to always protect her home. The stars stretched endlessly outside the ship's windows, shining like tiny diamonds on black velvet. Lena sat beside Raoul, her eyes wide with wonder. She could hardly believe how far they had come from the quiet colony on Arlen. For weeks, they traveled through the vast darkness of space, visiting new worlds and meeting strange, friendly beings. Each place they visited held new lessons and new friends. Lena learned how different life could be, and how much courage and kindness mattered in every corner of the galaxy. One evening, as the ship floated silently near a bright blue star, Lena turned to Raoul. "Do you think my mother would be proud of me?" Raoul smiled warmly. "She would be very proud. You have shown strength and heart beyond what many can see." Lena's eyes filled with tears, but she smiled back. "I miss her." Raoul reached out and gently held her hand. "She is always with you, Lena, in your heart and in your actions." They sat quietly, watching the stars together. For the first time in a long while, Lena felt peace. Suddenly, the ship's alarms beeped softly. Raoul rose and went to the control panel. "We have a message," he said. Lena listened as a voice came through the speakers. It was Mira, from the colony. "Lena, the colony sends their love. They are proud and grateful. Your courage has inspired us all." Lena smiled. "Tell them I will always protect them." Days passed, and Lena and Raoul continued their journey. They visited a planet where giant trees sang with the wind, and another where creatures built cities of light everywhere they went. Lena shared stories of her home and learned from others. One day, Raoul turned to her with a serious look. "Lena, I have something to ask." Lena looked up, curious. Raoul took a deep breath. "Will you stay with me? Not just for now, but forever. Together, we can bring hope and friendship to many worlds." Lena felt her heart race. She thought about the lonely days after she lost her mother, the kindness Raoul showed her, and the future they could build together. "Yes," she whispered, "I will stay." Raoul smiled, and the stars outside seemed to shine brighter. Together, they traveled on, becoming symbols of hope and unity. Lena's courage and kindness touched many lives, and Raoul's wisdom guided them through the unknown. At last, they returned to Arlen, where the colony welcomed them with joy and celebration. Lena stood among her people, stronger and wiser than before. As she looked at the sky, Lena whispered, "I'm not scared anymore." Raoul took her hand and said softly, "Stay forever." And Lena smiled, knowing that with courage, kindness, and friendship, they could face anything. Together, if you want, I can also help you expand any part further or write dialogue scenes. As checked.